how do you maximize a client's success?
I love this question because this is how, I show that I provide my value to my customers, especially with the initial consultation and while I'm dealing with them for months on end, to help fix their credit. So when I'm talking to a client, I educate them on what they're going to do. And I notice the difference between what I do to what other, maybe I would say, big credit repair companies do, because they have no idea what's going on throughout the process with those other companies. So that's how I know that I'm different from them, because I would take on a client from another company and I'll ask them certain questions to see what they know about the actual process of what's going on, and they're clueless because they will tell me they've been dealing with people for 8 months and nothing's really came off the credit report. And I asked them, like, hey, are your addresses still on your credit report, your old addresses? They'll say yes. I was like, what about your hard inquiries? There's certain things like that they had no idea about that I'm just telling them throughout the process.
Okay, so tell us about one of your success stories.
One of my success stories right now, I would say I have a client right now that he started off in the 420s. And right now he's creeping up to the 700s right now. And that's with, deleting negative items, building his credit, because credit repair is not just about deleting, negative items. You have to build your credit as well. Because if you, say for instance, if you only had collections on your credit report and I delete all of them, you're not going to have a score. And I literally just had a client that happened to them this week. Wow. They have no credit score. But I had told them initially, I said, hey, let's put these positive items on your credit report before I start getting these deletions, so that way you won't have a score. Which is it's not a bad thing, because, I could still find ways for him to build his credit. That's what he's going to do. But, we kind of laughed about it, I was like, wow, I did so good. You don't even have a credit score anymore. But,
So how long did it take him to go from 400 to 700?
Only in 2 rounds. I'm not even done with him.
Wow.
So he's in the early stages of the 600s, but he's going to, put some trade lines onto his credit report, and, he's going to pay down some of the current credit cards that he has. So, it's a process. Credit repair is definitely a process. It's nothing overnight, especially when everybody's situation is different, obviously. Mm-hmm. So when you have a bunch of negative items and you don't have anything open, it can go one or two ways. One, I can delete everything in one round and then you put positive items straight from sign up and then you have a really good score. Or, you don't listen. And then a couple months down the road, when you see stuff getting deleted, but your score is not really rising that much, then they kind of get the idea of, okay, now I really need to put these positive items on their credit report. So.
Right. So how long was 2 rounds? Was that like 2 months?
2 months. Yeah, every round is about 30 to 35 days. Actually, earlier this year with COVID, the bureaus were getting 45 to 60 days just to do 1 round. So that's why I started doing everything certified mail, so that way the bureaus have to sign for whoever I'm sending for. The bureaus, the creditors, the collection agencies. I mail them to everybody. I'm not trying to keep people for a year and a half, so.
Okay, so how many clients are you handling on a monthly basis?
Man, it's growing every month. So I could tell you one thing right now. When I quit my job in October 1st, I took a risk. I had like 27 clients, wow. But that was nowhere near, if you add that up to a whole year compared to what I was making at my job, that was like not even close to what I was making, that was about half. But right now, I'm close, probably going to be at the end of the year, I'll probably be over 100 clients.
Wow.
So.
That's good. So was this your first business that you started?
No, it's not actually. November 2018, I opened up a barbershop with my 2 partners, Brandon and Johnny. Next Level Cuts, that was in Tracy, California. And I also have another location in my hometown, Patterson, California.
Oh, that's dope. So you still operate those?
Most definitely. They're growing, day by day. It wasn't easy for us this year because, obviously with COVID and, we happen to be a small business that's not essential, so we got shut down a few times. But, we're persevering and, we're strong, so we keep it going.
That's dope. So do you have a morning routine?
Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of getting used to that right now because I was so used to going to work all the time, and I haven't been, full time with this for not too long. So I'm still trying to figure out what I like to do and what I don't like. As far as, obviously I still get up early. I always get up at like 6 or 7 o'clock. get my vitamins, get my water, get my sea moss, my black seed oil in my system. But then, after that, I try to post on social media, some content on all like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So that way I can get that activity so people can start asking me questions so I can engage with people. So that's how I get my clients. So
that's great. So what's next for Wesley?
What's next? As of right now, I want to continue with this credit repair. I want to change it from credit repair to consumer education because 2021, I'm going to have a lot more than just credit repair for the clients. Definitely. It's some stuff that, it's really in plain sight, but it's more of me reading laws and different things and people knowing, so they don't get taken advantage of. So that'll be for another interview, trust me, but you're going to want to hear this.
Is there anything that you want people to know?
As of right now, I care about the people, so you can ask any one of my clients. I don't leave nobody behind. I talk to multiple clients daily. I'm on the phone doing consultations. Some of my consultations have been an hour and a half, because my consultations are normally 30 minutes. So I'm really passionate about what I do. And I've always had a knack for helping people because, I worked retail and I was a 2-time manager of the year in my old job and people love me. So, this is basically the same thing, but I'm just doing it on a different spectrum. So.
No, that's great, man. So Wesley, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your time, and until next time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.